Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. Excuse me, welcome back. Tonight, we're back. The minis are back. The Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup is back. Season 24, would you believe it? That's how long this one's been going. Very popular still. It's turned up a little bit late, if you know what I mean. It's been a tiny bit lastminute.com with what's going on, but we're here. We're in for a full season back on GT Sport. There is chatter of next season being on GT7, so we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully the lobbies are all nice and tidy. They're getting better. They're getting better. The Wednesday stream with Team Oliver Racing aren't too bad. There's a teeny weeny bit of glitching, but there's only a teeny weeny bit. But enough of that. No points to show you. But merch still available. T-shirts and stickers. Should you want any of those, hit me up. Oh, what are you doing? Stop it, you stupid thing. T-shirts and stickers available. Right, let's get ourselves in. Qualifying is underway. So round one, no points. There's the man himself, Cutler 182. He's the man behind this race league. He's not part of Chewitt Racing as such, but getting Chewitt Racing on board to put their name behind this. The Chewitt Racing family do race with Chloe Hewitt out there on track in Cutler's livery, actually, as you saw in the flyer. That's as close as Cutler could get it. As many liveries, as many sponsors, etc., as possible. So we are live tonight from Dragon Trail Gardens. I thought it was Seaside, which is a bit of a shame because it's got the chicane of death. But nonetheless, this is a good enough track. Excuse me. It's a decent little track. Plenty of different corners on it. Some wiggles. It's got the pentagon, as I like to call it. It's got some square turns, double apex to hairpins, etc. It can be a tricky one. Some good racing can happen here, so we'll keep an eye on what happens. So outlaps done. Most drivers out on their hot laps now. Racing super softs only for qualifying. It's a 10-minute quali, and then we jump into the first of 3 15-minute sprint races. There's Hatter, second man out on track. And the winner of race 1 has to whack on, the winners, so first, second and third, have to stick on a bit of extra weight into race 2. Reverse grid as well. And then in race 2, the winners of that also have to, first, second and third, have to add that extra weight on. As Chloe's livery is again. But it is race 3 becomes a positions from race 2 lineup on the grid, if that makes sense. DDR IT43 emblazoned with Dark Smoker, Tanso and Liquid Molly. Number 1 Pops rocking almost an identical livery. A little white flashes on it instead. The Chocolate Monster's back. Rob Scott still with the Cadbury's logoed. Are you looking for sponsorship here, Rob Scott? Let's play with the algorithm. Cadbury's. Come on. I could say some trigger words, but you know that just gets the channel flagged. Let's not do that. Just chocolate references, please, people. DDR One Eye Lou. And the Ukrainian up mini. Sideways into turn 1. Let's get ourselves on board with a bit of One Eye Lou. Just as he's coming through turn 1 then. Down this little straight into turn 2. Tricky little chicane this one. Great big curves on the inside of each of these corners. Ba-bam, there's 1. And there's 2. If you get it right, you can stick 2 wheels either side of them, but you have to get it right. Yeah, it's a tricky little section of corners. Hatter in the chat and driving again. He's a maniac and he still does well. Into the almost hairpin. Again, you may see some moves happening down there. It's a long straight on the runaway run into that. You may see drivers trying to fling one up the inside into the hairpin. through this little S section. Again, you can go side by side through some of these corners if you're very brave. Oof, tiny bit wide there for One-Eyed Lou. Onto the gravel he goes. Then decides to slow down, just let Ricky through into this pentagon section. So a great big bunch of right-hand corners, all varying in what you've got to do through them. Some corners you have to lift, some corners you have to accelerate, some corners you have to brake through there. And because I don't race anymore as much, or as such, I don't remember the order in which it is. I think it's a brake, lift, coast, something, accelerate. I don't even remember. And back onto this start-finish straight. Looks like both drivers are going to come in the pits and shed these worn-out front super softs. But while we've been doing that lap, Hatter Lad has decided to jump in the chat, say hello mate, and put in a pole sitting lap. A 1:48.7 at the minute. He's been in the pits. He's got another fresh set of tyres on. The chocolate monster himself into second on the grid at 1:49.1. Pajonski, again, many drivers from last year, 1:49.3 for third position on the grid. Again, all these drivers jumping in the pits, changing their tyres. IT43, 1:49.8 for his fastest so far. Sticks him in fourth on the grid. Cutler fifth, 1:50.3. But you'll see this man, it's almost like he can make his car hover compared to the other drivers. Some of the drivers are almost as good, but Cutler can save a set of tyres. So we'll see how he gets on. May not be needed so much tonight in the 15-minute sprint races, but during the longer enduros, well, then it comes into its own. One-Eye Lou then, 6th on the grid, 1:50.4, just been on a lap on board with him. Ricky J in the pink mobile. Surprised there's not a pink panther on the side of that. 1:50.5. Old Crawler in 8th. He's got a 1:50.6. Number one Pops throws himself in the pits. Fresh set of tyres going on. 1:50.7 for him. 9th on the grid. And Paddle Shifter 79. 1:52.8. Oh, that's Cass, isn't it? There it is. Smashed down the side of the car. Can't miss it. Almost being set on fire by those flames. So it is still Hatter on pole. Nobody's been able to unseat him yet. Where are we time-wise? So we've only got about 30 seconds left for these drivers to cross the line. I don't think... Have we got anyone? We've got a couple of drivers. It's going to be Pajonski that comes up to the line first. I think he may just squeeze another lap in if he wanted. What's he got left? 20 seconds to get to the line. Yes, he's going to cross the line. I'm not sure who the driver is behind him. That's not IT43. Who was that following? Where are you? Ha! Old Crawler gets another lap in. And that's it. 10 minutes done and dusted. So drivers do get to finish the laps they're on. Old Crawler and Hatter on one extra little hot lap. And everyone else coming up towards the line. But it is Hatter who crosses the line there then. He's still on that front row of the grid in pole position, 1:48.7. Rob Scott holds second for the time being. Again, everyone just got across the line, and that's pretty much going to be it. 1:49.1 for him, second position on the grid. Did Rob Scott just go quicker? Yes, he did. 1:49.0. I thought it went blue. Pajonski then still holds third, 1:49.3. IT43 gets into fourth. One Eye Lou fifth. Fifth. Drivers are throwing themselves in the pits, are they? That's or something. Or has someone else just gone quicker? Hold on, Hatter Bajonski. Oh, it's Bajonski. It's come through on that extra little hot lap. Oh, no, it's not. It's Rob Scott. Oh, it didn't show him in the pits, actually. Yeah, drivers are coming in the pits, chopping and changing tyres. What's Bajonski going to put in? Can he go quicker? Can't. 1:49.7 on that one. Also throwing himself in the pits. That's screwed up me reading out the order, isn't it? Damn you drivers. Purple one side. Chocolate on the other. There it is. You should get an image of the folded back of a bar of dairy milk. Oh. We were looking at Rob Scott's purple monster. Yeah, you should take a photo of the back of, you know, where the ingredients are and all that sort of waffle that they put on the back and stick it on the purple side. With a little crease down it. I think that'd just finish that off, mate. Someone could upload that. Down for the count. Evening, brother. Oh, my God. I even said that to myself before. Down for the count. Down for the count. Cheers, brother. Why did one of the other 7 viewers not say anything? Swines. They've probably turned their phones down so because they've got their headphones on listening to the actual car race. It's probably all the drivers listening out for secret info. But thank you, Down for the count. Thank you, brother. Jeez. Yeah, for some reason it won't separate the sound in between the different pages I've got on. Right, that's enough of you, Rob Scott. Let's look at the leading man, Hatter. Out there in another orange Mini. 3 drivers having a little bit of a scuffle at the minute, just for fun. Formation lap. It's not, but it looks good, doesn't it? Dude, you're a star. Over you go, an old crawler. Just getting involved. There we go, 3 wide. Bit of door dinging on the way down. Crossing the line together. Look at that. I don't know why. Hatter pad. Hatter pad. Is he on a pad? Hatter pad running a Luton Town Mini. Did he lose a bet or something? Huh? Where is he? Let's have a look at this thing. Right, race 1 coming up. 15-minute sprint round here at Dragon Trail Gardens. You've seen the circuit, you've seen what's involved. Now, let's get them around the first 15 minutes of the season 24 here at the Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. There it is, Hatter on pole then. Will anybody be able to get the jump on him? It's a good start, big piles of wheel spin from these front wheel drive Minis. It's looking like Hatter just got the advantage, although Rob Scott's got a little nose up the inside through turn 1. Give me a different cam, you stupid game. Look, there you go. On board with Rob Scott in second, then on the hunt for Hatter as they're off the line. Johnsky right on his bumper as they come through that chicane section. You see the cars jumping around through that great big curb. Johnsky now looking for a little nose up the inside as they head down towards the hairpin. There is the leader, Hatterlad, already got a little bit of a gap. Oof, One Eye Lou scooting his way up the outside as well. Through they go side by side, a little bit of door banging between Cutler and One Eye Lou. Johnsky loses out through there. Rob Scott gets back through into second position. Rob Scott had taken the advantage into the hairpin. Still tight as they run through this first lap. And all the while, Hatter just comfortable out front, already 1.1 seconds up front. Rob Scott though, now he's got a tiny bit of free air between himself and those big pile of drivers. He's closing that gap back up. They are swarming behind though as they run up this straight towards these last couple of corners. Johnsky then third, chasing up behind Rob Scott into this last double apexed hairpin. Oof, One Eye Lou runs wide. DDI T43 gets up the inside. Ricky, excuse me, Old Crawler goes a little bit wide. Ricky J, as he gone into fifth, manages to scoot past a pair of them. And now right behind Cutler, who's also got himself up into fourth position. Ricky J fifth, under pressure from IT43 and number one Pops though. One Eye Lou unfortunately lost out through all of that. Ended up down in 8th position from 4th. Still on the tail of this big pile of drivers, so opportunity still for him. Old Crawler as well, just a second back, as is Paddle Shifter. There's those curbs. Great big launch from Paddle Shifter as she crosses those. Hatter then 1.2 seconds. Johnsky's gone for the inside again into the hairpin. Can he make it stick this time? Outside. Rob Scott comes back up the inside. Rob Scott now holds the advantage. Johnsky now the chase in that little fight there. Cutler as well, still under pressure from those drivers behind. Ricky J hanging onto his rear end. T43 and number one Pop still looking for a way past these two. The Zebra and the Panther. Oof, IT43, nice tight line through the Pentagon and sweeps up the inside of the pair of them. Cutler hot on his tail as they head back up this long straight towards this last couple of turns. Scoops one back up the inside. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. He's gone wide as well. Ricky J scoots back up the inside and has a go back at IT43 for that fourth position. It's all kicking off here in round one at Dragon Trail Gardens. Nice. Hatter comes from Luton Town nickname. Oh, okay. Look, see? There he is. Leading the race. Chat him. 1.2 seconds still. Johnsky and Rob Scott still knocking about for second position. IT43 into fourth. Ricky J in fifth still. And Summers, if anyone saw that. Very subtle, that is Ricky. Just on the oof. As that number one Pops wide through the hairpin. Not lost any positions, but he's lost a bit of time to Cutler. Old Crawler just 1.5 seconds off the back of this bunch at the minute. Paddle Shifter up into 9th. Oh, something's happened to One Eye Lou. He's down at the back of the pack now. Battling for fourth position. Oof. Fast and deep into the Pentagon, as has Paddle Shifter. Onto the grass she goes. One Eye Lou scoots back into 9th. Mistake there from Paddle Shifter, drops her down to that final position. Then Hatter, the Luton Town named driver, livery, everything. I'm assuming you live there and you're a fan of the team. Look at it, kicking off a second. Rob Scott got an IT43 and a Bajonski swarming either side of him. He's defending from IT43, but Bajonski comes through to take second into turn one. Oof, side by side, Rob Scott just keeping it on the circuit there, but IT43 now looking up the inside of the pair of them. Oof. It's getting a bit fighty here for this second position. Deep there for Bajonski. He's had to go slow through that second part. Luckily, nobody able to slot their way through, so he still holds second, but he loses more time to Hatter. Drags everyone back as well. 3 seconds now the gap between this pack for second and first position. We will look at you, Hatter, but we can't look at you too much because you're all on your own and it's kicking off here for second. Cutler now, unfortunately, down to 6th, dropped back from this pack, battling for second. Ricky J's tagged himself onto the back end of this fight as well. Fast through there. Still Rob Scott leading this fight. Ricky J on the back end of it, trying to stick on the tail of this little pile of drivers here. Rob Scott then second, Bajonski third, IT43 now with the slipstream up this long straight. Bajonski will be getting a tow off of Rob Scott in front, so it might not work out quite in IT43's favour. Ricky J as well being dragged up there. All drivers keeping it tight through that double apex final corner. Back into formation, although IT43 got a little nose at the inside of Bajonski. Not quite, Bajonski just able to get back in front. IT43 slots back into 5th, gets back in that tow. Still dragging Ricky J as well, just 0.3 of a second back. A couple of 3.6 seconds off this battle. Number 1 pops 1.4 seconds back from him. Old Crawler just a second back as well. Not a lot in it between those two. A little bit of a gap developed then between One Eye Lou and Old Crawler. 2.3 seconds. Oof! There's those curbs. A bit deep into there for One Eye Lou. Paddle Shifter 1.7 seconds back. Oh, a little bit of front end damage as well for Paddle Shifter. It's going to be slowing her down. Faster, longer straights, a bit wobbly into the corners maybe. So 6.5 minutes remaining of this first little sprint race. Born Leuven, don't live there. All right, get back on where you're driving, you. All right, I'm giving you some air time now. 2 second lead. Rob Scott's pulled that gap down a little bit. He's off on his own a tiny bit. What have we gone? Hatter's gone for the hard tyre. I've not been through that yet. Rob Scott is on the medium. IT43 on the medium tyre. Bajonski's gone for the hards as well. Ricky J has gone for the mediums in this round. That's another point. They do have to use all 3 compounds and 1 per race. So obviously if they've used mediums in this race, they can't use it in the 2 upcoming races this evening. Ricky J and Bajonski side by side into turn 1. Bajonski loses out. Is he able to slot one back up the inside of Ricky J? Oof, I think he is. Oh, he's not. Ricky J gave him space. He holds on to the advantage, goes deep into the second part of the chicane. Bajonski might be able to take advantage as they head back down towards this hairpin. Ricky goes a little bit defensive. Bajonski goes to run around the outside this time. Hard on the brakes, but Ricky J goes deep. Bajonski gets back up the inside. Through he goes back into 4th. that fight for second. Now spread out a little bit. And Hatter is having that gap closed. Gap out 1.6 seconds then between himself and Rob Scott in second. Kilt Racer, let's go! They're on. So Rob Scott on that medium tyre. What's he got left? 4 minutes. That medium will certainly last that long. As will the softs in these 15-minute sprint races. So they again, so it'll all change in race 2. If it finishes like this, Hatter will have to add the most weight. Rob Scott will add a little bit less. Then it would be IT43 that adds a little bit less than Rob Scott, but they all have to put on a little bit of success ballast for race 2, and it would be a reverse grid as well. 3.5 minutes remaining. Hatter still leading, but only just. There's that purple thing closing in. Let's have a look in the rear view mirror. This is what Hatterlad is now seeing through his rear window. That purple menace of Rob Scott. Throwing chocolate bars at him now. He's close enough. Still purple sectors on board for Hatter though, even with the hard tyre on. Pulls a little bit of time back over Rob Scott. But I thought you'd have taken the seats out for a bit of Superleggera. Rob Scott on that softer tyre, close his back up though. Gap down to 0.6. But it does mean that Hatterlad has used his slowest set of tyres. He's got 2 more races to go, only faster tyres left. Rob Scott all over the Luton Town wearing, loving driver. Let's get ourselves back on board for a bit of wrong camera. There he is. He's not even going to give us a nod. He's not even going to give us a nod. Blam. Some of that. Hurry up. You're slowing me down, said Rob Scott. Tucks to the inside. Does Hatter. Doesn't want, wrong way, doesn't want Rob Scott to have the advantage down the inside. I'm surprised he didn't slot into the slipstream though. But hangs on to the first place man as they come into this long, fast turn 1 down towards the chicane. Still holding his car just in the right places at the minute, Hatter. I think Rob Scott's going to have a damn good go down towards the hairpin. Needs to get a good drive out of here. Keeps it in touch with Hatter, just 0.3 of a second. You'll see this purple Mini closing up then as they head back down the hill. He swings to the outside this time. Is he going to go for a move? Oof. Not able to get through Rob Scott. A little nudge into the back end of Hatter. So into the last minute of race 1, it is still Hatter leading. Rob Scott all over the back of him though, looking for a way through. Now will they see another lap? 40 seconds left on the clock. Rob Scott thinks, forget it, I'm going around the outside. If you're not going to let me up the inside, I'm going around the outside. And he will hold the advantage as they head back up the hill. Now got the inside line and the lead as they head into these last couple of corners. Just 25 seconds remaining. Oh, they're going to get another go. Rob Scott then slow into the first corner. Makes sure he keeps it tight. Out to the outside. Can Hatter make a move down towards the line? He's close enough. I don't know whether he's going to get enough of a toe to make it before the line. It is going to be... It's going to be IT43 that finishes. These two will get another lap to battle it out. IT43 finishes in 3rd position then. Jonski 4th, Ricky J 5th. Colour is 6th, Old Crawler 7th. One-Eyed Lou in 8th. Number 1 Pops 9th and Paddle Shifter in 10th. All close together actually. But these two have got a one-on-one lap to themselves here. Rob Scott versus Hatter for the final lap. Everyone's got plenty of fuel on board. Semi-worn out set of mediums versus a semi-worn out set of hards. Both really good drivers. Hatter then looks to go around the outside into the hairpin and then get the run back on Rob Scott. But I think these medium tyres are just going to hold on for Rob Scott. Give him that slight bit of advantage through these turns. You can see he could just run it around the outside of Hatter on those hard tyres. Gap almost at half a second. Hatter, I've got to say though, doing well to stick with Rob Scott on those hard tyres. It is obviously the slower tyre out the lot. Rob Scott now with that 0.5 of a second lead. Unless he messes up these last couple of corners. Oof, Hatter goes for a lunge up the inside. It was a late move, a little bit far back for that to work. And it is going to be Rob Scott that takes the win here in round one, race one. Hatter taking second position. Great race there. A real good battle for second halfway through. I'll say halfway through, it was for half the race pretty much. Until halfway through. Nice, great start to the season. That's what we want. Some punch-ups like that for the rest of the season. Oof. Love it. There you go, Hatter just diving in the chat. Not bad for hards. No, no, not at all. Not at all. As I've been saying, you've now got the two other tyres, which are obviously, you know, faster tyres. Top three, though, do have to put that extra weight on. We'll see how you get on with that, Mr. Hatter. Have you practiced with the extra weight? Okay, you've got the faster tyre, which is a bit grippier, but it's still a full tank of fuel. It's still that extra weight, which is, well, you're taking the most of it. Could find yourself going sideways where you're not expecting it. Down for the count. What a G. There you go. There's the list. So the top three, first place. Standard weight is 1050. So for this race, everyone's weighed the same, 1,050 kilos. But for race two, first place, i.e. Hatter. This is the practice. I like it. There he is. Hatter now weighs 1105. So he's weighing another 55 kilos. Second place is now 1097, so another 47 kilos on board for second place, Rob Scott. And third place, 1085, so another 35 kilos on board. Top three from this race have to do the same thing, so everyone obviously resets there. You know, if you come first in both races, you don't double the weight. Take it off, and the top three put it back on. But then it is as of results from this race, so wherever they finish in this race is grid positions for race 3. Yeah, IT43 just coming in the chat saying he qualified 4th but started 9th for some reason. Don't know, mate. Don't know. I know Cutler asks for positions. I wasn't paying attention whether everyone got their numbers in. There you go. Cutler just saying on his screenshot he missed you. There, you see, that's you know. I'm not having to go, or any of you drivers, but it's a pain in the ass when I'm trying to read out the grid positions, and like the second it's all done, you'll decide to dive in the pits and change your tyres, it screws up my little list on the left hand side, and who knows where you all are. I don't know that literally till the race start in some leagues. Getting everyone out onto track early on then. Drivers eager. Again, this is a popular league, this Mini Cooper Cup. Some real good battles in it. I think this is this second or third season for Paddle Shifter under a different game attack. Oh. Was that you, Ricky J, that just ploughed into the wall? I'm sure I heard someone go into the wall. Maybe not. Yeah, I think back this season, did you have a season or 2 seasons in and a season off, and then you're back? I can't remember. It's been a while since we've run the minis, to be honest. It has been a while. Kind of the chat sort of died off a little bit, and then someone went, "When's the mini starting?" And then, pow! Everyone went, "Yes, when's the mini starting? We want the minis." So here we are, back with the minis. Again, next season, we are still on GT Sport. Next season, we're going to look at how strong the lobbies are and try and get ourselves on GT7, I hope. As and when the lobbies get stronger. So everyone will have a different set of tyres on from the first race, I should hope. So Pajonsky had the mediums on. He's now on the softs. He's got the hards left for the final race. And here we go. Race 2. Another 15-minute sprint race here at Dragon Trail Gardens. Reverse grid from race 1, which puts Paddle Shifter on pole position. Again, top 3 from race 1 also carry that extra weight and start from the back of the pack. Is going to be Paddle Shifter that leads us away down towards turn 1. Just waiting for these lights to drop. And they go green. Get away. It's a decent start from Paddle Shifter. One Eye Lou looks to have got a better start though. Number 1 Pops might have already slotted one up the inside into turn 1. Has got just the advantage as they head through this sweeping left. One Eye Lou gets through as well into second. Oh, Old Crawler, Cutler through as well as they head down towards the chicane. Where's Paddle Shifter again? Nudged back. Ricky J slots through as well. Unfortunately, getting swamped a little bit is Paddle Shifter. And it is now number 1 Pops up front as they head down towards the hairpin. One Eye Lou second, Old Crawler third, Cutler 4th, Pajonsky 5th, Ricky J 6th. Paddle Shifter 7th, IT43 8th, Hatter Lad 9th, he might be 8th in a second. Spinning up the tyres against DDR IT43. Rob Scott just on the back of this fight at the minute. So drivers all having to swap tyres. Oof, Hatter Lad getting a little bit messy through there. Just keep it on track. Drivers swerving all over the place. Someone's picked up a penalty as well. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, Paddle Shifter and Hatter Lad side by side through there. Who's picked up the penalty? I saw a red chunk over somebody's name. Looks like they've lost it now. The extra weight causing chaos at the back. They're not able to travel or overtake or go for moves as quick as they want. Look at that. Hatter, Rob Scott and IT43 side by side through there. Deep. Oh, they end up, IT43 ends up coming into contact with Paddle Shifter. Pushes her out wide. That's a good move there. So he's pulled over off the racing line, got himself out of the fight he was in. Dropped back and allowed Paddle Shifter to retake that position. Great bit of driving etiquette there. That's what we like to see in GT Sport. Okay, it's not it's not perfect to drop your race or have that kind of thing, but it's Otherwise, we just get people shunting people off everywhere. So it does tend to make you try and drive a bit better. But it is now number one Pops stretching his legs out front. 1.9 seconds. He'll have a little purple sector there as well. One Eye Lou second, just 2 seconds behind. Got Cutler up into third now. Gone for the soft tyre in race 2. Should do well on those. Pajonski though has managed to get through to fourth. Old Crawler just getting taken out there by, still side by side with Pajonski actually as they come through these S's. Pajonski does get through. That's just going to drop Old Crawler down to fifth for the time being. Ricky J 6th. Having a good start to his season. Hattelad in 7th, starting to make his way through the field now. The medium tyre for race 2, carrying all that extra weight as well. Rob Scott in 8th position. Paddle shifter in 9th. IT43 after doing that right thing in 10th position at the minute. Pops then into these last couple of corners, goes a little bit deep into the first part of it. He's still holding plenty of lead, 2.2 seconds at the minute. Got Cutler and One Eye Lou side by side. Oh, Pajonski looking for a way through in that battle as well. Oh, and it is unfortunately Cutler and Pajonski get through. One Eye Lou gets pushed back to fourth then for the time being. He has got Old Crawler and Ricky J pretty close behind as well, so just needs to keep it tight to these two. Use the slipstream off this pair and stick with them. Keep himself ahead of the two drivers chasing behind. I think the Hattelad's not far off that fight either. I can just see in my rear view mirror Ricky J having a look. No, there is Hattelad right in the midst of this fight, having to brake a little bit earlier, a little bit harder. Carrying that extra weight, makes a move on Old Crawler. I think Old Crawler's just going to win out though through these S's. Oh, I don't know. Last corner just gives Old Crawler that advantage. Ricky J then 5th, Old Crawler 6th, Hattelad 7th, One Eye Lou at the minute in 4th, still hanging on to Pajonski and Cutler in 2nd and 3rd. There is number one Pops race leader. About a second in front of Cutler. You can hear these tyres squealing as they go through that Pentagon section. It is just a continuous right hand corner. Pajonski now having a look up the inside as we sit on board with One Eye Lou running up to this double apexed hairpin. Pajonski scoots up the inside. What tyres is Pajonski on? Let's just have a quick look at that. Looking for a move. Cutler is all over the back of Pajonski. Pajonski's on the softs actually, as is Cutler. So this will be a real good fight here. Vying for position. Ooh, a little bit wide there for Pajonski. One Eye Lou's fired himself off as well into turn 1. Don't think there was contact there. Maybe there was. Cutler looks like he might be slowing down. Maybe give that position back, but I didn't see any contact. There may have been contact that we didn't see. Loses a couple of positions, One Eye Lou and Ricky J. Ricky J now having a look on One Eye Lou. He's into 2nd. Oh, not quite able to move over just yet. Ricky J, Mini's longer than you think, swings across the nose of One Eye Lou into 2nd position. Number one Pops is loving this. He's up front, 8 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. Still got 2.7 seconds lead over the pink mobile of Ricky J. Still under pressure from the Ukrainian liveried One Eye Lou. Oh, deep through there, One Eye Lou gets back off the sand quickly. He is back under pressure from Cutler, who's managed to drop a Pajonski. Old Crawler's got himself back past Pajonski as well. Hattelad still hanging on in there on those mediums with the extra weight. Scott's moved a couple of positions up as well into 8th, Paddle Shifter 9th, and IT43 still 10th. Still really tight here then, these drivers. goes. Number one Pops is still leading. Getting the camera shot on him now as well from the helicopter. Not that we'll see that. That's pay-per-view. 2.9, almost 3 seconds, as Cutler now has a move on Ricky J into turn one. He's got the inside line through there. Pajonsky having a look back at One Eye Lou as well. Pajonsky goes through as well, retakes another position. Now on the tail end of Ricky J and Cutler fight, just in front of him. Drivers closing back up then as they come into the later stages of this second race. Into that second position. He's under threat from those drivers behind, so he's got a little bit of concern trying to fend those drivers off whilst trying to close the gap down on number one Pops. It is working at the minute. Number one Pops on that soft tyre as well. Cutler's looking a lot better. He's got the gap down a couple of tenths already. We've got Ricky J. Pajonsky battling out. Pajonsky gets himself through into third. Little purple sector from himself as well. Ricky J in fourth. One Eye Lou and Hatter battling it out fifth and sixth. It does look like One Eye Lou is going to hold this one. I'll say that. I think they might still be side by side as they run up the hill. Side by side through that double apex hairpin. One Eye Lou has to give him the room. And Hatter slots through. But One Eye Lou right on his tail. We've been watching the top three have all swapped positions. Pajonsky has now got himself into second. Ricky J in third. Cutler is now at the back of that little fight into fourth position. One Eye Lou still holding fifth. Hatter battling that one out, trying to get that one back off him. He's now got the inside line into the chicanes. Drags that heavy Mini into fifth position. Still got One Eye Lou chasing him down. He's got Old Crawler right on his tail as well in seventh. Rob Scott in 8th, 2.6 seconds down on that hard tyre. So I think you've got the soft tyre left for the final race, if I'm not mistaken. Paddle shifter in 9th, IT43 lost a bit of time, 1.6 seconds down. So number one Pops. 4.5 minutes remaining. Oh, he is having that time chopped out of him in the minute by Pajonsky. That gap down to 1.5, 1.4. Pushing now then Pajonsky at the end of this one. Ricky J also holding his own on those softs in third position. Cutler as well fourth. This little trio have just broken up now. Lou being pushed down another position, maybe. Old Crawler having a go at him. He's got the advantage into on the inside into this turn. And holds onto it now, but it does look like Old Crawler's got a good toe down this straight. Is he going to make a move around the outside? Swings out. He is going to make a move here. Into turn one they go, plenty of room given as well again there by One Eye Lou. Old Crawler then through into sixth, One Eye Lou seventh. All the way over the back of that sixth place driver again though. Maybe missed a gear change there for One Eye Lou. That advantage disappeared from number one Pops. He's now got the orange liveried menace of Pajonsky chasing him down. That's how close he is. Just slots past into first then for Pajonski. Just pressured number 1 Pops to run a tiny bit deep into that turn. Allowed him to fire his way up the inside, but number 1 Pops sticking with him as they're on this long straight up the hill again. 2 minutes remaining, closing up again for number 1 Pops. Ricky J in the background in the pink Panthermobile. There is Cutler coming through there. Oh, is that Hatter? Hatter's just been in the wall. Oh, he's got all sorts of damage, Front end, engine, gearbox, that car's all over the place. Not sure what happened. Unfortunately, my replay function doesn't happen. It only takes me back to the start of the race, unfortunately. So it is. Now Pajonski, oh, it goes deep into that chicane again. It is Pajonski now leading this race. Number 1 Pops is still right there with him, just 0.3 of a second back. Ricky J as well, only 1.1 back. We've only got about a minute remaining, so drivers have got to work their magic now if they want to make it happen. Cutler into 4th, 1.4 seconds down from Ricky J. Oh! One Eye Lou going deep again through the hairpin, still holding 6th, but he's now got Rob Scott into 7th, closing up on him. Hard tyre for Rob Scott, paddle shifter in 8th, IT43 9th, and unfortunately Hatter down to 10th due to the damage. I don't know what happened, Hatter. I just in the background of a shot, I just saw you. Oh. Okay. That's that then. So Pajonski still leads. Just are we going to see another battle for first here? Coming up to the line, just 10 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be close again. Oof, oof. Cutler is the first man to finish this time, so he finishes 4th then for the Zebra liveried 4th place driver. Crawler takes 5th. Rob Scott 6th. One Eye Lou 7th. Paddle shifter 8th. IT43 9th. Hatter's taken half of the wall and 10th. And it is Pajonski, number 1 Pops, and Ricky J. Pajonski's managed to make a break, 1.3, nearly 1.4 seconds, and now the battle is between 2nd and 3rd, number 1 Pops and Ricky J. Just 0.3 of a second in it as they head down towards the hairpin. Plenty of fuel on board. Soft tyres looking a little worn out for Ricky J. Number 1 Pops also on that soft tyre looking worn out as well. Ricky J takes the tighter line through the hairpin. Closed him right onto the rear bumper of that 2nd place driver. Still on the hunt then. Pops just keeping his car in the right place. This is just giving Pajonski more gap up front. The gap now 2 seconds. Number 1 Pops has gone wide into the Pentagon. Ricky J slots through into 2nd position. Can number 1 Pops do anything about it? Gets himself back in the slipstream and as he heads up the hill. 1/4 of a second between them. It's going to be a do or die to the line. Ricky J and number 1 Pops both go a little bit deep there. It does look like it's going to be Ricky J that takes that 2nd, but it is going to be Pajonski that takes 1st. There he goes, 2.5 seconds out front in the end. Ricky J does take 2nd and number 1 Pops 3rd. It's a good effort, number 1 Pops. A damn good effort. 3rd position. Yeah, sorry Hatter, we caught the back end, we caught you sort of disappearing off into the back wall at the last corner, and then when you came out the pits we caught you also firing yourself into the wall at full speed because of rage. Did it sort of ping you into it, ping you off it, even though you're nowhere near it? So that was race 2. Again, some decent racing in that one. It's a great start to this season. And now we've got race 3. So race 3 is top 3 from race 2, carry over the extra weight. So Hatter now can take all that horrible weight off, put a set of softs on and spank it around this track and probably win. But yes, the top 3 have to put that extra weight on. But the results, the grid position are from race 2 results. So wherever they've finished just now is where they start in race 3. Another 15-minute sprint, but in positions from race 2 finishing order. Let me get some brown fizzy pop down my neck. IT43 coming in the chat. A bit of an epic uppercut, or he's coming from behind. Pow! Drop the elbow. Yes, I beat Hatter. Laughy face, laughy face. IT43, what times have you got left for this race? No, Hatter. Whether you've just seen that in the PlayStation chat. Hatter asking for a restart. Great result, Ricky J also coming in the chat, enjoying that race, ending up second. Good position. So, lobby settings being changed. IT43 softs and no extra weight. Hatter softs from the back. For me, going to be fun. Well, let's see what you've got now then, IT43. Let's get ourselves on track. Hopefully everyone picks the right set of tyres. Mediums left on for Pajonski. Lou is out on the softs for final race. Ricky J is on the hards. We'll see how he gets on with those. Good result in race 2 though with those softs. IT43 on the softs, as he said. Hatter on the softs. It's going to be a good battle here. We've got Cutler, who's already used the soft. We've got Pajonski, who's already used the softs. I believe Cutler and Pajonski and possibly Rob Scott. No, Rob Scott's got the softs. Pajonski and Cutler have both got the hard tyres to use in race 3, so we'll see how that plays out as well. There you go, Rob Scott on his softs, paddle shifter out on the softs, Pajonski on the mediums. Be on hards, not sure. Ricky J on the hard tyres for this final race in the Ann Summers liveried pink Mini. One Pops has got a set of hards on, and we just wait for Cutler to pop himself in. We'll get on with this last race of the evening. Stay off those grassy bits, One Eye Lou. go then. So what tyres did Cutler put on? He's got a set of mediums on as well. Okay. Yes, him and Pajonsky have been running the same strategy for the 3 races. So it is Pajonsky on pole then, Ricky J second, number 1 Pops in third, Cutler 4th, Old Crawler 5th, Rob Scott 6th, One Eye Lou 7th, Paddle Shifter 8th, IT43 in 9th and Hatter Lad in 10th. Wait for these lights to go green then. They're away, big piles of wheel spin. Pajonsky getting a good start, Ricky J. See how he's got away on those hard tyres, not bad to be honest. And it is Ricky J who holds that lead into turn 1. Can Ricky J hold on to second though into turn 2? He's got a gaggle of drivers behind her on faster tyres. Now we're going to see if he's under threat as they head down this long straight. Lou's managed to pick up a penalty, maybe going a little bit deep or off track through that chicane section. Drops that on the way into the hairpin. Almost glitches into Rob Scott. Still Pajonsky from Ricky J from Cutler. Rob Scott just slots his way into 4th position. One Eye Lou sideways through there for 5th. Hatter 6th. See, already coming through the field. 6th position. 7th for Old Crawler. IT43 in 8th. Number 1 Pops in 9th. Paddle Shifter 10th. Cutler just making his way past Ricky J. Rob Scott also looking for a way past as well. And gets it. One Eye Lou now looking for that position. All these drivers on the soft tyre, whereas poor old Ricky J is on the hard tyre for this final race. Goes a little bit off track there as well. Might see Hatter make a move down towards turn 1. Again on the soft tyre for Hatter. Got the slipstream down there as well. Swings his way out to the left hand side. Gets up the inside of Hatter. Able to take that tighter, faster line due to those grippier tyres. One Eye Lou testing track limits again in front. Go through that chicane section. 1 Pops now at the back. Paddle Shifter managed to get through into 9th position down that straight. Still Pajonsky needs Rob Scott has managed to do something amazing and get himself from about 5th to 2nd. Big pile of drivers all looking for 2nd position here, but it is Pajonsky who leads. Let's get ourselves on board with Rob Scott. This chasing pack of drivers, including Rob Scott, all on the soft tyre. Through that pentagon section cleanly. Pretty much bumper to bumper through there. Rob Scott now pulling out a little bit of a gap and closing up on Pajonsky as they run up the hill into these last couple of turns. Pajonsky even has to go a little bit defensive. Now, will Rob Scott get a good enough run on Pajonsky down this straight? They've pulled some time from these drivers, all still battling it out for position, swinging from left to right, trying to avoid giving any other drivers the tow down here. That's just allowing these two to escape. Rob Scott having to have a little nudge. And he's up the inside of Pajonsky as they go into that chicane section. There's that battle behind. Hatterlad through into 3rd position. themselves on board with Pajonsky looking back at Hatter. They're falling back now, 1.9 seconds back due to the fight they're having. It does look like a real good fight though, I've got to give them that. Third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Oh, Hatter's gone wide and off the track through the hairpin. That's allowed IT43. One-Eye Lou also gets his way into third. Cutler makes his way through. Hatterlad now at the back of this foursome. So we've got Ricky J, Old Crawler, and Paddle Shifter just in the background. Who've we lost off the back of that? Is it number one Pops? It is number one Pops at the back. Fair way off as well, 1.7 seconds. Also on the hard tyre, that will explain it. Again, Ricky J falling down the order as well due to the hard tyre. Going to be ordering a top this week, lad. No worries, no worries. So it is Rob Scott leading then. Almost a second from Pajonsky. Again, Pajonsky carrying the extra weight over from race 2. They're still battling for third position here. Oh, what are you doing? That's the wrong thing. Still a four-way fight. One-Eye Lou, Hatter who we're on board with. One-Eye Lou getting a bit up close and personal, if I'm personally honest, to Hatter. Cutler just behind Hatter. We've got Old Crawler as well up into sixth position on the back end of Cutler. And that's Paddle Shifter just in the background being hunted by Ricky J. Oof, Ricky J goes deep though, he's on that hard tyre. Looks like Paddle Shifter gets through. Nothing in it then between these drivers. I think nobody carrying the extra weight in race 3, so it's just about the driving skills of each driver. Starting to spread out a little bit now. Old Crawler just falling off the back of Cutler. Oof. Paddle Shifter closing up though on the way through there. Now Hatterlad, who's managed to pull a bit of a gap between himself and One-Eye Lou. Rob Scott's escaping with this one. One-Eye Lou under pressure now from Cutler for that fourth position. Last corner wall as well for IT43, unfortunately. Cutler a little bit late going for the move. He thought about it. It's a last second, and then he thought not about it. Stuck with the straight line. Still chasing One-Eye Lou. We've got Old Crawler just 0.8 of a second behind. Paddle Shifter another 0.6 of a second behind. Starting to close up again here. Ricky J in 8th on those hard tyres. Number one Pops on the hard tyre as well. IT43. As he's just said, pinged himself off the rear wall, off the last wall, as Hatter did in race 1. Sorry, race 2. Race 1. Race 1. And now he's got all the catching up to do, unfortunately. And look at this. Have you got the diet chocolate on board this year? Because that car's getting off. 3.1 seconds. 6 minutes remaining in this third race this evening. Pajonsky then holding second position, did lead. Rob Scott able to take that position off him though. Hatterlad third position. Closing up on Pajonsky as well. No extra weight on board for Hatter. Pajonsky is holding extra weight. And on the slower tyre, here comes Hatter, closing up already. Less than a second, be within that slipstream range now. One-Eyed Lou still holding fourth. Pulled a little bit of time from Cutler again. Old Crawler still 0.6 of a second back. A Paddle Shifter hanging in there as well. 7th position for Paddle Shifter. Ricky J in 8th, so hard tyres on board for Ricky J. He's suffered with the... He started in 2nd position, but just got bullied a little bit by the drivers on the soft tyres. Poor Ricky J. Number 1 Pops then in 9th. He's also on that hard tyre. And IT43, 22 seconds down from number 1 Pops. 5 minutes left to try and do anything. It's a tall order. Again, soft tyre. So it will be fast compared to the drivers in front. But that's a big old margin to try and make up. Rob Scott's being daft now, look. 5 seconds. Hattelad got his way past Pajonski into 2nd. Pajonski's going to battle all he can to get that back. Again, Pajonski's carrying all that weight over from race 2. Hattelad is carrying none. Don't let you that deter you though. Pajonski will still give it his all. You'll see him blow his tyres out before he gives up on a race position. He's still at it on the hunt for that 2nd position back. Cutler has now managed to get his way past One-Eyed Lou. One-Eyed Lou, oh, One-Eyed Lou's picked up a penalty again. As he left the door wide open as well. Old Crawler might make his way through here. I think he has. Oh, One-Eyed Lou goes off track, gets himself back on. Cass comes through as well. Paddle Shifter to take that 6th position off him now, down to 7th for One-Eyed Lou. Ricky J still holding 8th. Number 1 Pops hunting him down. These 2 drivers on hard tyres. IT43 pulls 2 seconds back on those drivers with the soft tyres. Looking good for Rob Scott in race 3. 3 minutes 20 seconds left on the race timer. Still popping in purple sectors. He has pulled time now over Pajonski. Again, that extra weight just causing Pajonski to run a little bit slower than Hatter in front. Cutler 4th, 3.7 seconds back himself, so going to be hard pushed to try and make any more positions up. There's the gap. Crawler through to 5th, Paddle Shifter through to 6th as well. Good positions for these 2 drivers. The Flames, One-Eyed Lou still exploring those track limits. The flames on the side of Paddle Shifter's car obviously helping a little bit this season. One-Eyed Lou still hanging on in there. Just got to not quite explore those track limits quite so much, One-Eyed Lou. So Ricky J and number 1 Pop still 0.7 of a second between them. They've been like that for about 4 or 5 laps now, these 2. IT43 unfortunately not been able to close any more time up on those 2. Still at 20.7 seconds. So less than 2 minutes on the clock. Rob Scott now almost 7-second lead. Looking forward to his dairy milk as a celebration when he finishes. Come on, Cadbury's, sponsor us. Hatter got himself from the back into 2nd position, pushing those soft tyres to the limit. I'm not going to say he's got no chance, but it's going to be miraculous if he manages to close and overtake Rob Scott 7 seconds up the road from him. Still got Pajonski filling his rearview mirrors, not out of the equation yet, just 1.2 seconds back. He will slowly fall off the back, I think. Less than a minute now. These drivers will probably see another lap. Cutler holding fourth, paddle shifter up into fifth position and pressuring for fourth. Soft tyres looking remarkably well on paddle shifter's car. Cutler's doing a good job as well, but paddle shifter this season, you may have to be renamed the tyre whisperer. Paddle whisperer. All over the back end of Cutler for fourth. Now, what kind of drive will Cass get? These are going to be the first couple of drivers to cross the line. Cass then chasing down Cutler. Is it going to be enough before she gets to the line? It's not. Pushes Cutler across the line. So Cutler takes fourth. Paddle shifter takes fifth. Old Crawler right behind her takes sixth. One Eye Lou seventh. Let's change that camera angle up a bit. Ricky J takes eighth. Number one Pops ninth. 0.8 of a second in it between those two at the end. DDR IT43 unfortunately having a coming together with the last corner. Sent him into the wall. Damage had to be repaired. And it is still a battle. Is it a battle? Not really anymore. Rob Scott then 8 seconds up front. So unless he puts it in the wall in the Pentagon, which he has no option of doing, because he can just let off for a little bit and he's not going to go full race pace through there. Cleanly through that tricky little section then into the last straight up the hill. Hattelad still got plenty of time between himself and Pajonsky, although a tiny little mistake. Might see Pajonsky retake that position, but I can't see it personally. And Rob Scott still pulling time. Gap up to 10 seconds through there. Got cars in the wall, which is giving us a yellow flag, but that's all right. And it is going to be Rob Scott that takes the final win here tonight at Dragon Trail Gardens. Hattelad is cool. See, Pajonsky did get the gap down. See, it's not going to be enough, so it is going to be Hatter that takes second. Pajonsky trying his hardest right at the end there to retake that position, but unfortunately has to settle for third. And everybody else already crossed the line. And that's it. Season 24, round 1. Races 1, 2 and 3 for you guys tonight. Great start to the season. Some awesome racing in that one. There it is. Get yourselves over to Tanso Racing on the old Tinterwebs. Also, go and have a look at Tanso Racing Group Facebook page over there on the Facebooks. And like, comment, subscribe, and all that sort of stuff to me. You know the deal. I was really enjoying that until the wall. Yeah, that's usually the case. It's usually the case. Did you look at the wall? Don't look at the wall, otherwise walls tend to appear in front of you. Don't look at the walls. They're not good for you anyway. But yeah, that was it. That's round 1 of the Chewitt Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Again, get yourselves over to Facebook. Find the Chewitt Racing family over there. Go show them some love as well. And get yourself over to one of the mini events. See if they've got themselves out on track. I'm not sure what they're doing next season. See if we can find out. Hatter's chucked himself out. So yes, that's it from me tonight. We are back again, same time, same place next week for this awesome league. The minis has always been a good little league. Some real good battles in it, and it always attracts the right kind of driver. So it's good. That's what we want. So yes, same time, same place next week for round 2. It will be into the endurance. I'm not sure where we're at. I won't do that. I'll put it on the Facebook page. So we're back next week for the endurance. So a little bit more of a strategy involved for that one. And I myself am back on Wednesday night at 8:30. No problem, Ricky J. So we've got the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League starting up again. Started last week. We've got round 2 coming up this week. Why don't I know where they are? I've been watching some drivers practice this week, and I've completely forgotten what track they were at. Anyway, we're back 8:30 for the Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. Make sure you come and check that out. That's some very, very good racing in there as well. And then Thursday night we're back at 7:45, so 7:45 for the MDCC, the DMJ Vroom Room, D. Racing Vroom Room, WPR Design Vroom Room, MDCC, or the Manufacturers Dual Class Championship, which D-Dots can't seem to get right. But we love him anyway. No problem, Cutler. No problem at all. So yes, same time, same place next week for this, 8:30. Wednesday at 8:30 for the Team Oliver Racing League, and then 7:45 Thursday for the DMJ Vroom Room MDCC. That's it from me. I hope you like what you watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dot Smoker. I'm out of here.